Gediyon!
Jayse and I call. When he turns around, he drops his teacup. And if that's not bad enough, he runs into a small table and sends the rest of his tea set shattering across the glossy floor. He looks back at the mess for a second, then hurries around the obstacles of furniture on his way to us. Jayse and I leap at him with hugs.
I thought I'd lost you.
He says, holding us tenderly. Why? I ask.
I found myself here.
I look from Jayse back to Gediyon and say, no one told you? Jayse says,
It was a draw.
It was?
Jayse and I pull away from him to explain. I say, you both disappeared at the same time.
You should have won, though.
Jayse says,
You put so much more effort into the whole thing than she did.
yeah, she just slacked off most of the time.
Not that it matters very much,
Jayse shrugs.
since we're here now.
And we brought you this. I hold up the box of fake blood and open it to show him what's inside. You probably don't want to drink it though. It's not real. I made sure they wouldn't get a hold of my actual blood. Smiling, Gediyon takes it. He sets aside the box, then takes the vial of red liquid and holds it up to the light, examining it. Like earlier, his eyelids flutter slightly as he blinks.
Even if it were real.
He carries the vial to the left of the room, where there's a minibar. It's adorned with multifaceted crystal bottles and decanters of different liquors. There's also a sweating pitcher of water and several tall glasses. The sparkling black countertop makes the display look like something that should belong to royalty. He uncaps the blood vial and pours it down a small steel sink, then rinses it out. It clinks as he places it on the counter. When he turns around, he looks rather empty. Actually, come to think of it, he does look rather pale and there are shadows of bags under his tired eyes. You know, I say, if you ever want a taste of her blood, I'll give it to you. I shrug. I mean, if the prize were real to begin with, you're the only one who deserves it.
I've no need for it.
He says softly. He walks to a circular set of chic black chairs in the center of the room. Jayse sits with him while I walk around the room to check it out. It's way too snazzy to be a cell. I pass a round, black, velvet-topped bed before the window. The bed sits beneath a circular panel on the ceiling, and the covers are slightly wrinkled, so I guess Gediyon landed on it when the arena pulled him out of the tournament. The far wall is a whole piece of glass, allowing a view of the peachy sunset over a shimmering ocean. Gosh, what a beautiful view! Who would have thought the tournament building reached to the outside of the city's perimeters and hid a view like this?
How did you make it?
Jayse asks.
You weren't allowed the tonic of motivation, were you?
Gediyon chuckles.
No, they forbade it. I had to force myself not to sleep.
Jayse groans in frustration and I walk over to them, pulling out the tonic and duplicating it. I stand behind Gediyon, offering him the small bottle. That's when Jayse takes over and shoves his hands in Gedion's face to heal him.
Well, you need to catch up on sleep as soon as possible, or you're going to get sick, no matter how much Claren tea you drink.
Oh yeah, the tea set. I look behind me at the shards on the floor beside the bed. I guess I should try to fix that. Gediyon says,
I know. I'd learned my lesson, but I had to make an exception this time.
I look at them both. Hold up, what are you guys talking about? Gediyon sees the bottle in my hand and says,
Oh, thank you.
Then uncaps it and drinks it right then. Shouldn't he wait until night to drink it? He stands up to place the bottle at the minibar, then makes his way back to the window.
However, I still can't rest assured until we've made it safely out of the city.
About that.
Jayse starts.
Since you've more or less won the tournament, shouldn't they grant us leave?
I laugh. Maybe Mr. Gum will let us explore the city as he sees it. You're hungry, aren't you, Gediyon? The junk food in the city is pretty great. We can ask Wolf if he knows any good joints.
Dinner? Ah, yes. And perhaps may we invite Lady Drayana as well?
My smile slides off my face like butter on a hot pan. Dude, she totally beat you up. Why do you want to eat with her? Jayse raises an eyebrow at me.
Aren't you friends with her?
I scoff. No, she's Wolf's friend. Gediyon says,
I thought, perhaps, that maybe it would be hospitable should we get to know our former opponents?
At the same time, Jayse and I shoot glances at him. Jayse steals my words.
Gediyon, you're lying.
Then he adds,
You don't think she's...
Gediyon turns around, reaches for the window, and brushes his hand against it as if he's stoking a fire.
I'm sorry. Is it too cold? I can warm it up for you.
The temperature is fine. In fact, maybe a bit too warm. Gosh, he's so smitten with Driana that he's going crazy!
Are you okay?
Jayse asks.
Maybe you should rest up a bit before you ask her to dinner?
Gediyon doesn't say anything. He leans his forearm against the glass and stares out at the sea. Out of nowhere, he says,
How come I've never heard you sing before?
Yep, he's gone bonkers. I inch closer to Jayse and ask, You know something about Driana?
I'm not certain.
Jayse whispers.
And this may be just a wild guess, but Gediyon told me that the girl from his past had red hair.
But plenty of people have red hair. Though, honestly, right now I can't think of anyone in Stars with hair as strikingly red as Driana's.
And blue eyes.
Ariel has red hair and blue eyes, for Christ's sakes, and she sings. I open my mouth to refute this, but Jayse adds on,
With markings beneath her left?
All he has to say now is that she comes with a robotic arm, and we have a winner. I look at Gediyon, still gazing out the window. No way. No way is Driana the same girl from his memory. That sweet, innocent sea angel from his memory. So maybe Driana fits 3 parts of the description, but she's a huge coquette with even bigger boobs. Whatever Driana's past was like, I don't want Gediyon to be a part of any of it. But it's really not my place to say that if he wants to know, he has no right because I don't like her. If she is that girl, then he has every right to get to know her. I just don't want her to corrupt him. He's too sweet, and she's so dirty.